All right, what's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. President Nixon's war on blacks. So, link will be in the description box below. So, after years pass, people want to run their mouth and then they want to come to Jesus and tell the truth and yada yada, etc., etc. But when they were caught in the moment, they didn't give a fuck because they was getting paid. And then when they went to jail, they kind of wanted to keep shut because they didn't want to get killed in jail. But now, after all the time's passed and everybody else got messed over, now it's time to talk, right? Got all that out the way. So, as you will see in the article, guys basically saying, look, the war on drugs is really a war on blacks. And what was it? Anti-war organizations, I would say, people. But I'm not completely talking about the story, but I am. Here's the thing about all of that. We already knew that, for one. But unfortunately, in this country, we need to see it in writing, and white people need to write it out and say, look, black people weren't lying about how people were really getting down. And now people go, oh, a white person said it, and now it's real. Fuck ever. Second, you notice it said war on black people. Well, when other people say war on, the anti-war people, the reason why I focus on my people is because I'm my people, but at the same time, because, see, after the war is over, the anti-war people, they're not a threat. But black people is just black people. Like, it didn't mean after the war was over, the war on drugs ended, as you can see, because that shit didn't happen, right? So, the reason I bring that up is this. It didn't say a war on gays. It didn't say a war on the LGBT community. It didn't say a war on the Jewish community. It didn't say a war on Hispanics. It didn't say a war on women. It didn't say a war on white women. It didn't say a war on Asians. It didn't say a war on anybody but black people. But all you people who always want to come to the minorities, we minorities. This is what we've been, forget what we've been saying. I'm going to say it like this. It was never against you. By the way, going into that subject, when we say the drug war and the war on black people don't make these drugs. When at the time it was heroin. Heroin came from Asian companies, Asian countries. So guess what? Kind of warring on us already. If you in bed with the people warring on us, I mean, come on now. The Hispanic culture. I mean, when people talk about cocaine, it's coming from South America most of the time, so that means you're kind of warring on us because you're in bed with the government, whether some of y'all know it or not. The Jewish community, they show how they use the media to push this propaganda, and when they talk about the media, they normally say Jewish people, so you're basically in line with the war on us. You get what I'm saying? So, to have all these quote-unquote allies who have their hands just as dirty as everybody else but our friends, see how that that doesn't make sense? But, hey, I'm just pointing out something. For all you people who like using the civil rights movement, and we marched too, but the war wasn't on you, though. Now, fast forward, because I needed to fast forward to this part of it. So, when people say the war on drugs and breaking up the families and demonizing a group of people and using this as propaganda and a tool to destroy our community, you trying to tell me you don't see the war on drugs, gentrification, and the extra propaganda, these kids are savages, they're out of line. Because see, we can go from that 68 to now. We can see how all the type of shit that went on since then, that really is tied into the war on drugs. The mass incarceration, the funneling, first of all, the funneling the drugs in, the promoting, who were the drug dealers when we know who were the drug dealers, and they weren't really white. I mean, black. They were white. You know, the white people working with Asians and Hispanics. And when I say white people, that's Italians, Irish, and Jews included. So don't try to skirt out of the issue, buddy. Okay. But now all of a sudden it's not a big deal because that happened long ago. No, it didn't. You know how it didn't? Nixon. See, nobody stopped those policies after Nixon. Nobody stopped the propaganda after Nixon. Nobody stopped all of the bullshit that went after Nixon, from heroin to cocaine to crack to. But now heroin is affecting the suburbs, and all of a sudden, oh my God! And now you got dispensaries and shit. Like, come on now, it's bullshit. But how that and this quote unquote drug culture and thug culture, which is synonymous with the drug culture, that means the government was in on it. Now all this, you need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and you need to be Americans and stop complaining and stop whining, or let's go back to the argument. You weren't slaves, no, you were never a slave. Nobody ever owned you. We can go past that. Was your group targeted by the government after all of that? Well, because see, let me explain something to y'all. Blood money ain't free. And the reason I'm making this video is because I want all of you people who ever watch this video to understand all of the comforts you have in this country a lot of times come from blood money. If you think you propped yourself up and you worked hard, you worked hard you didn't really work hard. You benefited off of blood money. You could add slavery money to that, which is blood money. You can add Jim Crow money to that, which is blood money. You can add the war on drugs money to that, which is blood money. You can add the stealing inventions and patents and using racism as a tool is blood money, because that's how people were getting lynched. Because if you wanted to keep your shit, you might die for it, but somebody else has it now and they got a company, and it's such a stupendous thing to have this company that was founded off of blood money. If you got coffee, and I'm gonna bring up Africa in this one. You stealing every resource out of Africa to make it dirt cheap and bringing it here and acting like that's not blood money. You went to the Middle East and still they all blood money. You get what I'm saying? Come on now, like. But all of a sudden, everything that's propped up as all these great things are not really great things. But for a person like me to say this, it's coming from the wrong person, because my skin was a little paler and my eyes were blue and I had blonde hair, and maybe I talked a little bit more like this, and I agreed with if I was a card-carrying Republican, and I raised my kids in Mayberry, and just trying to tell the truth about America. Maybe different, But, and as far as reparations go, and why maybe this is another reason why people are going to the UN about this, because now you're basically saying you set up a population of people. Because see, here's the thing: when it said black people, now y'all see how some of y'all got into college, and now y'all see why some of y'all can commit all these crimes and get away with them, and then all of a sudden, when somebody black does it, it's posted on the news. Now you see why you can have a story of OJ 20, 30, 40 years later, but all of the criminal stories that are involving white people just seem not to make the light of day. Make sense yet? Because that goes into propaganda, and the propaganda, the war on drugs wasn't nothing but basically a revamping of Birth of a Nation. And a president was behind this. And other presidents followed this precedence. So if you want to say that it's because people are unintelligent or lazy, or they don't have any family values, you know who you could blame for all of this? The president. But the president don't look black, do he? No, and I don't mean the current president. I mean it started basically with Nixon. But see, this started years before Nixon. This started with Washington, really. You know, look up the quotes from Jefferson and quote unquote Abraham Lincoln and Truman and you get what I'm saying, and Roosevelt. And go ahead, look up those quotes. And you'll see, man, these motherfuckers was really racist. Yeah, they've been racist. Well, the war on this and the war on that. Okay. So basically, I'm putting this out there to say, have you, if you ever have a wonder or question about why society is breaking down the way it is, don't care now. Because obviously, if it's a war, if it was the war was on blacks and anti-war left, it's funny how the people who are against fucking over people are the people that the government targeted. Yeah, I mean, you never thought about that. Or let's put this in a different aspect. If quote unquote Joel Osteen decided, we're doing something wrong in this country, and they assassinated him, would it make sense to you then? But you know what? Alas, I might be making too much sense with this one, so I'm gonna leave it alone for now. But I'm out.